Thursday morning.
Good morning.
How is everybody? Is that the right things?
Oh, well.
Nah,
Thursday.
yes, it's Thursday. The English has been dealt with, so and I'm still working for a full day in English, so it's not going to be the most delicious day of my life. So yeah, I just thought this morning we'll talk a bit about the people that immigrate when you're over 45. I would think 45 would be a good cutoff age, if that is right. You get younger and then a bit
Yeah,
mature.
yeah.
It's not old.
We wanted to say when you're on the wrong side of 45, but I think it's actually on the right side of 45.
Yeah, it's a difficult thing that I deal with people on a daily basis that is my age. Plus, I deal with people that's younger than me. Now, the biggest concern with people that are over, I would say actually, let's say over 40, is the amount of time they've left before pension. It's back in wherever they came from. They were set up to do a lot of things. They were set up to, on their way, they were on track to get a reasonable pension at the age 55 or 65, whatever they chose at that stage. And then they've arrived here, they don't have that anymore.
Yeah.
And whatever they do have, if they should bring it to New Zealand, point one, it will be taxed by 30%. Thereafter, it will be divided by 10 or 11 or 12 or wherever the rand dollar is at that specific stage. So that's a bit of a concern to a lot of people.
So while we're on the topic, what would you suggest if you've got a current pension fund or retirement fund or whatever you call it in South Africa? Is it worth bringing it, or should you just leave it?
It all depends on your age and the amount of money in there. Because I've got one, and I'm going to bring it next year when I'm 55.
Okay.
The reason behind that, it is below 240,000 rand, and if I should take it now, I will lose 33% to government for taxes.
Okay.
If I take it in a year's time, I can get the whole amount out.
Okay. So if you leave it until 55.
Yeah. So the one problem is I will only be able to do a tax migration next year.
That was my next question.
Yeah, so
if you want to tax migrate, then you have to.
Oh, you need to bring your retirement and you have to pay out.
Okay, so you're going to lose.
Yeah, but I would suggest that everybody is different. And I struggled along with this, and I thought, geez, I don't want to leave my money there, even if it's not a lot. I mean, I can be quite open. It's 150,000 rand, so it's not a lot of money, but I still don't want to leave it in South Africa. No. That's just how I felt. Then I thought, okay, let's bring it out. And I saw it's going to lose 33% in tax.
Switch the aircon.
Oh, sorry, I'll do that for you. And once I realized I'm going to lose 33% in tax, then I decided, no, I'm not going to give that to the ANC government.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I had to make up my mind. Am I going to delay my tax migration for about 4 years?
Yeah.
So,
good morning, Benita. I think the thing is, when you get to New Zealand, doesn't matter what age you are, you start from scratch.
And let's be quite frank, nearly everybody starts back from scratch. I've got a few, and I'm going to say a few very wealthy clients who also took a massive dip when they arrived here. And those few clients are actually recounting their cents every day, just thinking, do I have enough? Even though they have a lot of money, do they still have enough? The question probably would be for one or two of them, yes, but for the rest of them, no.
Yeah.
Sadly enough. So while in South Africa they would have been well off, but coming down here, you have to turn every cent around.
And it's not only when money is concerned that you start from scratch. You start from scratch building a new life.
I actually made you coffee this morning. I don't know if you saw that.
I hope this is building a new life, beginning of building a new life.
She took so long, I thought I'll just make coffee and get it done with. So.
Thank you. You start from scratch building relationships. You start from scratch building a home.
Actually, you're right. You start from scratch with everything.
Yeah. And that is why we thought touching the subject of being over 45 when you immigrate, it is quite different when you're over 45 than when you are a little bit younger.
The big reason I think there, point one, let's talk. And I'm going to go back to what Vanita said, building new social networks. If you over 45, or when we arrived, we were 46.
I was 44.
44, but we still had no kids in school. That's the point I want to go back to.
Yeah.
We had no kids in school, so there wasn't a natural way of linking with the community. Because if your kids go to school, you have to go to this stuff that the school do, and then you meet other parents. And
I know it's also difficult because you had your people in South Africa,
it is.
but I think you can integrate a little bit easier.
I just think that people that arrive here at over 45 with even people that arrive here younger with no kids have got a bit of a disadvantage. To be quite, I want to call it a disadvantage.
Yes.
Let's call it a disadvantage.
Because it is so easy to just kind of get into your shell and just stay and not get out there and try to meet new people. And you don't have to get out if you don't have kids in school.
It is. You don't need to. You can go to work and go back. So
it is definitely more difficult when you're older. And the thing is, when you've got kids in school, this, not that everyone wants to meet South Africans, but you meet the South Africans via the kids in school. So I think it's a little bit easier when you still have
the other
kids.
thing is now you have to, if you really want to meet other people now without kids, you have to do a lot of extra from your side.
Yes.
You have to go out to either go and try and sock if you can't dance. I mean, the stand around.
Yeah.
So Vanita's saying we're right, when we were 26, no kids, no social media. It was hard for about 18 months.
Yeah, it is difficult. And I mean, even if you have kids, then you've got different challenges, when you immigrate. But we're just talking about our experience, because many people, I think, say to themselves, we're too old now.
Oh yeah.
We're not gonna immigrate now.
I
get it.
I was stuck with that problem. I thought about it, and I made the sums. And you know what? I should have actually doubled the sums. I had a spreadsheet of everything, a massive spreadsheet.
He's very good with that.
Yeah, I should have just doubled that, because I was totally out. Even with all that I did do, I was totally out. I was out by about between $15,000 to $20,000.
Yeah, no, it is really difficult. And the thing is, when you are that age, then you probably had 1 or 2 houses in South Africa.
Or even if you just had your own house in South Africa,
you were quite settled in your job, in your with your friends. In the community. So it is hard to lift your roots totally and just decide to go.
So that I do understand if people tell me they struggle to integrate into the community, because if you were back in South Africa, people were probably depending on you. They were thinking about you. Suddenly you arrive here and you're nothing. Yeah. That's a sad case. You arrive here and you're absolutely nothing. So
you don't know anyone.
Nobody knows you. They don't care about you.
They don't care.
Because they don't know you. They don't know you. That's why they don't care. Yeah.
So it is up to you to integrate into the society. And that was a little bit difficult for me. I don't know if you struggled with that. You didn't have a choice. You had to.
I had to integrate into the society. I struggled with understanding what they were saying to me.
Yeah,
so that make it even worse for me.
Yeah, but I mean, that is a challenge for everyone. But I mean, you had to win clients, and you had to.
I suddenly was here with 0 clients, and I had to get clients. I had to make a living for us, and it wasn't really going. All exactly as I put it on my spreadsheet.
No, it never does. So just expect the unexpected.
It was a tough first
year. Nothing will probably be the way that you've got it in your head. And you have to have the resilience to just push through. So it is really difficult.
Except the financial, I want to say, knock. It's a massive knock. And it's not your fault. You didn't go bankrupt. You didn't do anything. It's a massive financial knock that you take.
Yeah.
You have to restart everything this side. And if you are in where I was, I had to restart all my policies, but I couldn't get real policies here because of my health situation and so forth. I mean, it was a catch-22 the whole time, even until today. So,
and what I found when we came is, which I also think is a little bit more difficult when you're on the older side. Everyone that's already here that are above 45 has probably been here for a while, and they've all got their established relationships, their social circles, and for you to then, I don't know, I'm not like that. I don't want to impose on someone.
No. You get certain people. I'm not going to name her name. We have a friend like that. She will walk into a shop, and by the time she walks out, she knows everybody's name, where they came from, who their family was. How she does it, I don't know.
And that's probably why it was so easy to make friends with her.
Yeah, because but that's not me.
No,
it's not you.
No, it's not me.
No.
So I was lucky enough to find a friend here that's been here for, I think she was here for 13 or 14 years when I met her, but she's also a very easy, loving person. And she really went out of her way to make us feel welcome.
Is that the one that skipped a meal last night?
And then I made friends with ladies that's my age that just came into the country. So you kind of make friends with the people that came here the same time that you do. Because I think that's you find each other on Facebook, and that's kind of how you integrate.
What I also saw that you're talking about, people arriving at the same time is more likely to become friends than people that arrive at quite different times. I'm not talking about the same month, probably the same few years. I think the reason why is if you talk to somebody who's been here for 20 years, they don't understand where South Africa is now. You come from a total different aspect of South Africa. They have forgotten all the bad things, because you do forget the bad things. It's probably a good thing that you do forget the bad things at a certain stage. So you're looking back is not the same. That's
your South Africa and their
South Africa is two different places.
So
I just want to read that Lorette Clarkson says she's also got the problem of understanding the certain accents.
You get used to it.
She also says they don't understand the humor. Don't even go there. Don't go there.
And it is so funny because they actually have such a good sense of humor, but they don't.
I think they're too afraid to try that.
I don't know, because when you actually talk to them one-on-one and you make a few jokes, they are very funny people.
Yeah, but they're too afraid to put it out there.
I think it's because our humor is a little bit sarcastic, and they don't always know if you mean it or if it's just a joke.
A lot of our humor comes from the fact that you had bad experiences, but you put a bit of humor to that.
So that's why they
don't understand that. Oh, they don't understand that.
But we have a guy here in the estate where we live, Wimrobi. How old is Wimrobi?
Oh, he's about 75. Yeah.
He is hilarious. I just love him to bits.
But he's also not well loved amongst the rest.
No, because he's very sarcastic.
And he's sarcastic with them, and
but we get it. And you can be like that with him too, and he gets it.
He gets it. Yes. But he's the only one in the whole estate that's like that. So
there are ways that you can meet new people. You can meet people going to church. I know you can do that. We didn't find it. We made connections at church. We didn't get any friendships from it. But except,
and it could be our fault.
Yeah, it can be.
It can be.
Yeah. We made one or two
we had one or two good friends down there.
But there are other ways that you can. You just have to put yourself out there. Unfortunately, it's really difficult. I just always say, when there is an opportunity for you to get out and meet other people, just do it. If you don't like it, leave.
Bonita's just saying Kiwis don't understand crime and violence, so they have little tolerance for South Africans who seem to be complainers.
Yeah.
I fully agree with you. Violence for them is somebody who stole 2 apples from a tree. That is terrible.
Yeah, but
terrible.
I tend to not talk to the Kiwis
Yeah,
about
you can't
South
because they don't
Africa.
understand
No,
that. They don't
that
understand
is
it.
South Africa is not me. So I don't.
Yep.
Yeah,
We're done with that place. So
yeah.
so
If they ask, then I'll tell them, and they
you gotta remember
can't
when
understand it.
Kiwis see the violence or some of the violence on the computers that is happening in South Africa, they tend to put off the computer because they can't believe that it's real.
Most of the Kiwis that I do tend to end up speaking about South Africa, they'll say to me, "Oh, I have a very good friend from South Africa. Is it true that this and this and this happened?" And then I'll just acknowledge it. But I tend not to go into it.
The stuff they ask you about is, I actually think it's not that wasn't that bad. So for them, it's just happened. I mean,
they won't get it, and it's absolutely wonderful if that's not part of your.
That's good. It's a real, I fully agree. It's a real
and
good
that
thing.
is why I say I know it is difficult to get your kids here, and I know it's difficult in schools, and I know a lot of people don't agree with the schooling system in New Zealand. They don't agree with the way that the kids grow up. That's complaints that we hear every single day.
Not of everybody.
No, not of everyone. Some people absolutely love it.
Everybody, yeah.
I think it depends. It varies from person to person. But if you think that your little person will not have the same, what do you call it?
Pressure.
They won't know. They'll be like the Kiwis. They won't get it that people can do that to you. How can you live like that? They won't.
And that's a good thing.
Get it.
That's a very good thing. Yeah.
That is what you want for your kids. If we grew up in the 70s and 80s, and it wasn't like that in South Africa then. So if you take a person like that who never had the violence and the crime and the corruption and the being scared out on street and can't go anywhere without your parents, and you also wouldn't get it.
No.
So yeah.
And the good thing is, if your kids can grow up like that, and they can forget, and I know people is going to throw a lot of stones at me now. If they can forget South Africa and the way South Africa is now, if they can forget that, it's a good thing.
Yes.
You don't need to stop teaching them Afrikaans or make them not braai or wear the Springbok jersey or whatever rocks your socks. As long as they don't need to go back to where they came from.
Yeah.
As long as they don't need to be under that type of pressure down there.
They don't have to lose the culture. We will never, ever, ever lose the culture.
My kid speaks Afrikaans every day.
And
my grandkids speak Afrikaans
he doesn't, but we love the Springboks. We love the geest of the South Africans. That will never, ever leave us.
I'm just against them also.
But to have that without the fear, what more do you want for your kids?
It is.
Yeah. So
Vanita's actually asking, aren't we doing a draw this morning for people?
She's not.
But let's do that.
Nice.
All right, as you can see, we're giving away a travel voucher, and this travel voucher will be to the value of $2,000. You can spend it wherever you want to, wherever. And then we're giving a lot of petrol vouchers for those people who don't want to go overseas with a travel voucher, giving petrol vouchers to people so they can travel in New Zealand.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I think it's another...
How many people?
Oh, just a lot of vouchers going. So I think it's about another $1,000.
Is it the same draw?
Same draw. Okay. So you'll have the main prize as $2,000, and thereafter we're going to do a few petrol vouchers. Okay, let's do a random number generation, and it's running number 312. 312 this morning. Jeez. 312. Still going to go back is Gareth. I'm going to write it down here. 312. Because you had a cough now, we have to draw another one. That's what Vanita says. All right, let's do another one. Number 55. Now I've got to go back to the front start of this whole list. Bear with me.
You can use your scrolling.
Yeah, but I don't know how that works. Adrian. Mr.
Adrian
Nell.
Oh,
155.
Alicia.
That's Adrian, not his wife. Come on, stop that.
Okay.
All right, those people will go into a draw. The draw will be, I think it's the last day or the first day of February next year.
You should know.
We had to change some stuff after the boat episode.
Oh, yes.
We actually was giving away two tickets for two couples on a boat, a romantic boat cruise. And then they decided to stop the bloody boat. Can you believe it?
Yeah,
of all things.
We were also
that would have been my first boat trip. So they decided they didn't want me on the boat. So yeah, they stopped the whole boat thing. So, yeah. All right, Vanita, good luck with the draw. Thanks, Vanita.
Okay, let's get back to the topic. How many times we still have left?
Let's give you another 9 minutes of talking.
Yeah. Okay, so I would say when you're a little bit older and you have to settle in, what makes it a little bit more difficult is you are used to the stuff that you get in South Africa. I'm talking food-wise, and not only that.
What you actually are saying is you get set in your ways.
Yeah, and you get to a new country and you have to get used to the stuff that they use. It didn't take me long. I know some people really struggle. They're still stuck with just using South African products, but we actually did really good.
I've got to say this now. In South Africa, I would use the Spur sauce. That sauce that you get at Spur, the pink one.
Now you drink it like cool drink.
No. I would use it when I go to the Spur. I would use it when I go to the Spur. That was the only time. I would have never bought myself Spur sauce. But I would say the last 4 or 5 months since my daughter and them arrived, I would occasionally go and buy a bottle of the stuff. It's not bad at all.
They bought it and they
bought it, and then I started using it. So, and it's been 7 years since we left the country. So, and it's not that I can leave it tomorrow, but that was just weird for me. I thought, geez, you never bought the stuff in South Africa, and now you actually
drinking it like cool drink.
No, man, I'm just drinking it like cool drink. I just use a lot of it.
You do.
Yeah. That makes chips taste much better.
Yeah. So it's all stuff that you have to get used to, but at least there are South African shops in New Zealand, so you can integrate slowly if you want to.
You just gotta remember, I'm not taking the South African shops on here. It is going to eat more into your budget if you keep on buying South African products. It is more expensive. And sometimes the quality that comes out of there, some of them are old stuff and so on. So not anything against the South African shops.
No, I think it depends on how long it takes for the ship to get here.
Yeah, but for people on the budget, you have to look, and you can't rely totally on going buy all the groceries down there. Yeah. You are going to struggle. Yeah.
I get it. Boerewors you can't buy anywhere else because no one makes boerewors like Boere.
No, we've tried. We've tried.
But you do get boerewors at Pack and Save, and it's really not bad.
It's not bad. It's made by South Africa.
Is it?
Yeah, presumably it's made by a South African butcher. So that's what I spoke to somebody at Pack and Save the other day, and they told me it's made by a South African butcher.
Okay, so I don't know, but it's not bad.
Yeah,
it's not the best that I've ever had. But
no, what a lot of people have done, and I've eaten some of this wors, they have recipes for boerewors that they believe is the best.
Yeah,
and they will give it to these guys doing home kill.
Yeah,
and these guys will mix. Well, you've got to supply the spices for that. Then they will mix the whole thing, and they say it tastes just like the way they used to. So,
Ilse Dreyer, I absolutely agree with you. I can't deal with the mayonnaise. I tried every single
gray
brand.
Area for her.
I struggled. I really struggled. So I do buy my mayonnaise from the South African shop. Or at Pack and Save, you get South African stuff at Pack and Save and Countdown as well. But what I found, Ilse, is if you mix a little bit of white vinegar with the mayonnaise, it actually tastes better.
You have to make it worse.
You have to make it a little bit more acidic. I don't know what you call it, but it is bland. It's really bland.
Vanita's saying some are very brand conscious, and it's partly a status thing in New Zealand. So I fully agree. Brand conscious, and I'm sorry, Safas, you're not going to get Fortuners in New Zealand anymore. So don't stop.
I think the sooner you get rid of your status.
Yeah.
mindset.
You
kind
gotta
of
make
thing.
gotta make farmers the old Woolworths.
Look, I'm not lying to you. I sometimes really struggle to find clothes in New Zealand. I went to this to farmers the other day because we are going to Australia tomorrow, and I was looking for nice summery tops and stuff that I can wear. And I walked out of there with nothing.
I actually gave her my card, so I was so glad she didn't buy anything.
It's ugly. The clothes that they've got at the
I
moment,
know.
it's really ugly. I don't know. I really struggle clothes-wise. So I tend to buy, I don't care where it is, what shop it is, what brand it is. I just buy whatever I like. And if it's from a Chinese shop, then it's from a Chinese shop. And if it's from a boutique, it's from a boutique.
I've got to say, this is the same woman who went to South Africa with an empty suitcase and came back with an empty
nothing.
Suitcase. So the South Africa wasn't that much better, by the way.
No, yeah. I think it's just me. Maybe
it's just difficult. A period that the world is going through.
I don't know. I just struggle to find something that I really like. I don't know. I think it's probably me. If I don't find clothes anywhere, then it's probably me.
The weird thing is, for a long while now, I couldn't find shorts even in farmers. I went to farmers, I went to mountain warehouse, I went everywhere. I couldn't really find the type of shorts that I want.
Benita says we have to go shop in Australia.
Way more variety.
Send me, WhatsApp me, what shops can I go to?
Please don't. Otherwise, she's going to be in the... Okay, what we do is, I'll drop you in town, and I'll get myself a fishing charter.
You can do that.
Shot.
Okay.
Deal. So...
Okay, I'm going to buy in Australia. I'm going to take...
empty suitcase.
Yeah,
come back with an empty suitcase.
Clothing, because I really don't have summery clothes that I'll need in Australia, because I've heard that it's already 36 degrees in Brisbane and we're going way up north.
So that's why the bikinis are that small these days. It's so hot.
Yes, it must be. Same with the swimsuit, and I was a little bit too late to order online, so I have to take what I've got. And I hope that's not
just don't order from Temu.
And I couldn't find a nice swimsuit, but okay, I think I'm going to the Mount today just to have a look at a few of the shops there, and then we'll see.
Let's just go spend some money today.
But so if you are over 45 and you're still considering immigration, don't think that it's not possible. It is possible. It is a little bit more difficult because your mindset is kind of set. So you have to make a few changes.
And time is running out because from 55 you can't get residence. And this is not immigration advice.
And I just want to say one more thing. I think the other thing that makes it difficult is the most people that get here over that age had their own businesses in South Africa. And now you get to New Zealand and you have to go work for a boss, which you probably won't like, and it will be tough.
And the other big problem is in South Africa you had people that did a lot of the chores for you. I mean, I've been struggling with her for the last 7 years to get her to mow the lawn. So you're gonna say goodbye now.
Yes.
All right, guys and girls, thanks a lot.
Enjoy your day.
See you all.
We will not be speaking.
The next 2 weeks we'll be out.
Okay.
Thanks, Abe.
Bye.
Okay, bye.